So the deals are done. Atletico Madrid has managed to get their men. Yes, people, I can confirm that Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid is done, according to Fabrizio Ramon, as well as Julian Alvarez to Real Madrid, to as well to Atletico Madrid is done. There were some scary things that happened in this deal, and but at the end of the day, an agreement was reached. So hello guys, welcome to the Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are here to talk about what's happening in terms of the transfers, in terms of the movement that are happening. And Julian Alvarez managed to force his move out of Manchester City. Manchester City are making around 80 million euro. I think, is it euro or pounds? I'm not sure. Euro. And it looks like the things are moving on very, very well. So there was an interesting twist that was being played in terms of the movement of these players. Gallagher's deal was never going to be complete unless the Ruben Alvarez, unless the Alvarez deal was complete. Because Alvarez deal was the pivotal to everything that was happening. There is an Atletico Madrid player that Chelsea wanted, and they could only get him if the Julian Alvarez deal was completed, because Atletico Madrid wanted this. Simeone was pushing for this man. They wanted this guy to be one of the leading players to play in this team. And one thing that Julian Alvarez was just asking for was game time. He always feels like, even though he has won everything in Manchester City, the only one thing that Manchester City was not able to give him was game time. And that's what he was screaming for. That's what he was asking for. And it looks like at the end of the day, or at the end of the transfer window, at the end of the week, he got his move. He wanted to move because he was looking at the team that, okay, I'm always going to be number two to Haaland. No matter whatever I do, no matter how much I work, no matter how much I even try to show that I am the best, I'm always going to be number two, because Haaland is scoring, recording goals, and is doing as much as he could, and is really destroying everything. So I'm always going to be number two. And as much as Pep Guardiola and as much as Man City and they want to keep me, they want to keep me as backup, and I don't want to be a backup option to anyone. I need to be given my opportunity to go prove that I can be the gunman for a certain team. I can be the player that somebody wants me to be. And it seems like there are some Argentina teammates who are there at Atletico Madrid were also playing a pivotal role to get this man at the club. And it looks like, as everything worked out at the very end, it seems like they managed to reach a deal. And one thing that I have to say is that they are the few winners in this situation. Firstly, Manchester City. How did they pull out an 80 million deal for somebody who's a backup to their number one? This guy has not been playing football, to be honest. Of course, he comes in and scores here and there. I don't even think he has really proven himself to be one of those best in the world. Yet, he's moving to a club for around that amount of money. I feel like if there are any other deals, this is a deal where I feel like Atletico Madrid has been pulled. Their pens have been pulled out of them with this deal, because it doesn't really make sense when you think about it. I did not see this one coming. I would expect such a deal for somebody like a Bernardo Silva, of course, or somebody who is very pivotal to Man City, a Phil Foden or something, not a Julian Alvarez. But that's one thing that you can see, that how crazy this transfer windows is. This is how crazy things are like right now. Because if Julian Alvarez is going for this amount of money, imagine for players who are actually playing in a team, who are actually contributing in their teams, how much are they going to go in for? How much would their clubs will be demanding? How much would their clubs actually earn from those? It doesn't make sense. So there is a lot of things that is happening. The Conor Gallagher issue, I tried to explain a bit yesterday, and I feel like the player had a discussion with his family as well as the agents and everyone around him, and they advise him that he just leaves Chelsea. And according to some rumors that I'm being told, he's not the only Chelsea graduate who's leaving Chelsea. Bruja is also in his way out, as well as another player was mentioned who could be leaving Chelsea. It looks like Chelsea are gonna be busy only selling the things so that they make 100% profit on these youngsters. So I don't know how far they wanna go, but I feel like if there's any deal that they made a mistake about, is to let Conor Gallagher leave. The reason why I'm saying that is because I talked about this last season. Maybe it was under Pochettino and it could be different. And maybe that's the reason why Mauricio Pochettino walked away, that they didn't want to keep Conor Gallagher. I said, and I really made it clear to so many people that sometimes when you look at the way Chelsea are playing, when you look at how influential they are doing in the game and how much they're doing, it's because of people who are willing to get dirty for the team. And Conor Gallagher, for me, was the pinnacle. He was always the main. Playing next to Moises Caicedo was very, very important for Chelsea to even reach the heights that they reach in terms of the numbers that they got into the Premier League to move into the Europa position. Because without a Conor Gallagher, I don't see them even going anywhere. Without a Conor Gallagher, I don't even see them coming close to the position that they're in. Yet they let a player like that go. Yet they just look elsewhere and they say that they are not interested in him and they move on. And I feel like they will suffocate because of this. And I feel like Chelsea are destroying their academy because none of their youngsters trusted them to give them game time or to give them an opportunity to try it in the first team if they are playing good. Whether you are good or not, as long as you are giving me 100% profit, you're out of the club. And this is what has been happening, and this what seems like it continues happening because, like I'm talking to you, Brucha is leaving, and I'm just wondering how far would this go to, and what is exactly is going to happen when you keep an eye on this, because unless they get control over this, they're going to lose a heap amount of players. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of the deals that has happened, and what are you expecting? Of course, there are other deals that are taking place that I might not have covered. Like, for example, let me just call some few for you before I leave here. Like Manchester United being interested in signing Martin Zubimendi after moving on from other targets that they were interested in because the clubs are demanding so much money. That's what we're being told. Manchester United are also in talk with Monaco regarding Youssef Fofana. They want to get the player at the club, so that's also something that is happening here. How far it goes, I'm not really sure. But one thing that I can tell you, what has been making like noise were only the deals of this guy. What's his name? Julian Alvarez, as well as Conor Gallagher. The other one is that Dani Olmo to Barcelona. It looks like it's a year we go. He's coming for the medicals and things will be moving on. Bayern Munich have reached an agreement in principle to sign John Tuchel from Bayern Leverkusen. They cannot complete the signing until Matthias de Ligt leave the club to Manchester United. But the problem is this: the valuation is so much different. It's really, really different. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. But that's all I can tell you, people. Like I said, Chelsea are very close to finish Samuel Okodima. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's interesting. Sancho to PSG could about to happen. Initial talks are happening, but let's see how it progresses. That was what Sky News were reporting, as well as Brighton are seriously considering to sign Matt Hummels, the 35-year-old who is a free agent, according to the source in Germany. Tottenham are interested in getting Dominic Solanke as they are keen to make this a move. The 26-year-old has a release clause of around £65 million. So this is also one thing that you have to keep an eye on because it could progress very, very much. So it's been really so much of a quiet transfer day today, to be honest, unless if you are dealing with the Liverpool transfers, in which when you leave this video, you will see the Liverpool video where I'm talking about what's happening. So you can go check that one out. But what I can ask you people is that you click the like button, you subscribe to the Connect. I'll see you on another one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on another one. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.